JJ Peterson. I've known JJ probably most of my life, playing Little League baseball,
Just
basketball.
since we were like 6.
Probably since we were 6.
5 or 6, yeah.
So JJ has had you've had an amazing story and life, I think, to say the least. So I wanted to, we reached out to you to have you on here because I think your story is amazing. And so I want to give you a platform to kind of tell your story, and I've got a ton of questions that I want to ask you, and we haven't caught up for a while, so it'll be fun to do that. So, post high school training, you're training tons and tons of people. We hear through word of mouth that your classes, everything's full, and then all of a sudden we run into each other, and you just got done filming for a TV show, FitToFatToFit, that was on A&E. Right?
Yep. So
explain to me, how does that happen? How do you get on a TV show like that, or how does you get asked to be on that? How does that work?
I still don't even know how the whole thing happened, but essentially I saw this social media blurb go out a couple of years ago. It's in 2014. Mm-hmm. In 2014, I see this blast go out, and I didn't even know what network it was. But hey, we're looking for master trainers. We're looking for 10 master trainers in the nation to take part in this crazy experiment of going from fit to fat to fit.
What's a master trainer?
I wanted to know the same thing.
Okay, all right.
I had no idea. So I submitted my profile, and I kind of forgot about it, honestly. And in October of 2014, I get this phone call from the casting agency saying, we want to put you through psych evaluations, we want to put you through some interviews, make sure that you're the right fit for this. I said, okay.
Did you have to fly out for those?
No, it was all done via Skype and telephone calls, things like that. So we go through these psych evaluations, and it's one of those evaluations where they ask you the same question 500 different ways.
Okay.
So that was intense.
What kind of questions do they ask?
It was all about,
if you remember.
Yeah, no, it was all about your past. If you're still holding on to anything emotionally, if you are violent in any way, do you have violent tendencies? Are you sure you're not violent? Do you want to hit someone right now? It was, just like, can you handle what we're about to put you through, essentially? Okay. And I had no idea what was coming at that point in time. But so I go through these interviews and apparently passed the test. The final interview was a live Skype session with the head of casting in LA, and he's like, just take your shirt off. And I'm in my office at home, and I'm like, oh, this is a really strange request, but so I'm like, right now? Stand up and you take your shirt off. He's like, spin for me. So I did a little twirl, and he's like, all right, let's do it.
Wow.
So that's kind of how
make sure you're fit.
Yeah. It's just kind of,
that's the name of the show.
How it got started. It's kind of crazy, but.
So that was it. Then you go filming and starting that process with Ray, I believe.
Yeah. Yep.
And what was, you've shared a little bit in your life, through social media and through different things, the people that follow you, about what that journey was like.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a few, earlier that, was a depression set in, some different things.
Yeah.
What was that part of it like? I mean, because knowing you as long as I have, fitness has always been, a cornerstone of your life. And so to take that off the table and take something that you hold extremely valuable and, it's a huge priority to you. What was that part like? How was that?
Yeah, I think you understand it better than most people because you've known me for so long, and that's like a core part of who I am. Mm-hmm. It's almost like my identity. Sad to say. Maybe it's not sad to say. Maybe it's a great thing. Mm-hmm. I didn't know at the time when I, initially signed the contract that I had to gain 40% of my original body weight and that I couldn't exercise for 120 days.
So how much was 40% weight-wise?
So I was at 184 when I started, so I had to get to 245. So I had to gain 60 pounds in 120 days, which, that's half pound a day every single day.
How did you do that?
They put me on a diet, which is so strange because my wife and I, doing these meal plans together, we're so used to everything is weighed and measured, and it was the exact same. Everything was weighed and measured, but it was in fast food quantities. It was, one of everything on the dollar menu, and this burrito is 3.5 pounds, and so that equals 6,500 calories, and that should get me to where I need to get that. It was scientifically driven.
Reverse meal.
Yeah, it was the craziest thing. So she's over there eating her salad, you know, and everything is macro balanced, and she's having a good time, and I'm over here with like my burger,
double
shake.
cheese.
Yeah. Oh, this is so 6,300 calories a day for 120 days. That's how I did it.
And that was pure fast food? That's how it was driven?
At first, I tried to stay on plan as far as eating whole foods, nothing processed, nothing, you know, gross.
And it wasn't working?
I couldn't do it. You cannot eat that much volume,
food.
right? You cannot do it. I needed these teeny little burgers that pack, you know, 700 calories, and that's easy to get down, you know? And then your brain's saying, I have no nutrients in these, so keep eating. So you never reach that level of satiety that you do with whole foods.
Mm-hmm.
So it was much easier just to go to pop and fast food.
Wow. So did things, obviously, huge change in just your body? I mean, I can't imagine if it was, you know, digestively, heartburn. I mean, did all those things start to just...
I had never experienced heartburn before,
Yeah.
ever. I don't know what that feels like. And you see all these like Tums and Rolaids commercials, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But during, you know, it's halfway through it, and I'm pounding, you know, my 7th Big Mac for the day, and all of a sudden I just have this crazy chest pain, and I'm gripping the edge of the kitchen table thinking I'm having a heart attack, and my wife's sitting across from me, and I'm like, I think I'm dying, I think I'm having a heart attack, and she's like, it's called heartburn, you know, and she's had 3 babies, and she's got one on the way, so she kind of gets the heartburn deal, and I'm like, man, heartburn hurts, what on earth? So,
Took a Tums.
yeah, took a Tums. I'm one of those people. Just, for me, physically, I knew what was going to change. Like, you go from 184 to 245 that quickly, like, your body will change, you know? And I think I was prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for the mental side of it. It wrecked me. Emotionally, I was a disaster. I cried every single day, like, without fail. I would open up the fridge because it was time to eat again, and I would just sit there and sob, you know, and...
Because you had to eat more bad food, or just like...
I can't even explain it. It was just like the hormones and the emotions were so out of whack that, I mean, you could say, hey, you look great today, and I'd be like, shut up, man. You know, just like, it was crazy. My wife compared me to a hormonal pregnant woman.
Wow.
So it was tough on our relationship. My kids hated me. I certainly didn't like myself. I became this hermit, you know. I never wanted to go out. If I did, it was in my baggy sweatpants, and I was in, you know, incognito, because no one needs to see me like this.
Mm-hmm.
So it got pretty ugly.
Wow. So you gain all the weight, you get to where you're supposed to be, and then the show happens, you go through that whole process, and things changed for you going through that as far as what was... Earlier we were talking about how you did some testing done. You do this testing now.
Right.
And what is it called? I don't even...
Nutrition microscopy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never heard of that in my life.
A lot of people haven't.
Yeah.
A lot of people haven't. Yeah.
What is...
It's not a diagnostic tool. It's more of a nutritional tool. We'll take a drop of blood and we'll stick it under a microscope, and from there we'll see, you know, how your plasma looks. Do you have any spicules? How's your liver and kidney function doing? Are you digesting things properly? You know, this really breaks you down from a cellular level, and that's how I started with Ray. That's how I started with myself as we turned that corner from fat to fit.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't start how I would typically start with a client. You know, in the good old days, you know, before FitToFatToFit, I would throw the client in the gym, never talk much about nutrition, and just beat the crap out of them physically, hoping that would change.
Yep.
You know, but if you never address, you know, the mental side of things or the emotional ties to food, and if you don't start on the inside and heal from the inside out, your results are going to be lacking.
So you poke some blood and you put it under a microscope, and you're looking at the blood cells.
Right.
What is the blood telling you? I mean,
a lot.
You're not eating enough of this, or you're eating too much of this, or...
It's unbelievable how much you can tell from, you know, a half or a drop of blood. It's unreal. It's like its own universe in there. You're looking at, you know, close to 100 million red blood cells, and your white cells are in there cruising around still doing what they're supposed to be doing. So you can take a look at how your immune system is functioning. Are those cells healthy? And are you vitamin B12 and folic acid deficient? What are the shape of your cells? How's the nutrient density of your cells?
So you've learned how to read
Right.
the blood and understand all these things.
Right. We've had a lot of success in helping people overcome allergies and help to minimize some of the symptoms with autoimmunity, and even if you just have acid reflux, right, or heartburn, or indigestion, or IBS, just simply treating it with enzyme therapy, just getting some digestive enzymes in your system, it really helps. So it's been fun to help a lot of people on that level.
So people, that's what you do. People come to you and get their blood tested.
Yep.
And where do they do that at?
So we're building right now. Ever since the show. Again, this is all brand new.
Yeah.
Fairly. So ever since FitToFatToFit, I think that this is important enough where everybody in the world needs to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So nationwide right now, we have some in Canada. We're building CHCs, we call them. So we bring in people that are excited, trainers, health consultants, health coaches. It doesn't matter who you are. We have some stay-at-home moms even that we put through this 3-day course along with an independent 80-hour online course, and you become a certified health consultant.
Okay.
So these certified health consultants across the nation can just help you to dial in your nutrition on that cellular level. So I can't do everything by myself. There's just too many people to help.
Yeah.
And so we're building this network of CHCs across the nation to help with all this.
But people can come to you, or
Sure,
they
yeah.
need to go to the CHCs? Or
No,
how?
both. Yeah, I have an office in Midvale, just right off of 72nd if you're here in Utah. And you can come into that office here locally, or we have, we do these speaking engagements and these nutrition seminars, it's like kind of bi-weekly or monthly at least, where we'll hook up with DexaBody or with a local gym, and we will be on location the entire day, and we'll crank out, 40 blood appointments, 40 DexaBody scans, and we'll talk, for an hour, and we'll educate you on the importance of nutrition.
What does it cost somebody to do the blood?
Generally $50.
$50 bucks.
Yeah, $50 for your initial consult, $35 after that for a follow-up. The life cycle of a red blood cell is 120 days, and this is when we get nerdy on you. But we like to see you every 30, 60, 90, 120 days as you turn over all of those cells.
Okay.
To make sure that we are prioritizing correctly, see how you're feeling, see if we need to make any adjustments.
So how are you seeing a difference with clients from this? Because I've had trainers, nutritionists, I've lost the weight, I put it back on,
Yep.
those kind of things. But how are the results in what you're doing, this type of the cellular testing and digestive testing, and I guess rebalancing
Yep.
compared to what you were experiencing in the past? Is it faster for people? Is it, what results are people seeing or noticing by using you?
Yeah, just to preface, we're all about longevity and
Yeah.
sustainability.
Right.
Like, we don't want you to go on, a 2-week cleanse or a crash diet where you're just going to fall back into your habits that you're accustomed to.
Yep.
So we're all about healing the gut, right? If you can, this is probably too much information, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I think it's important. 80% of all energy consumed in this lifetime is in the digestive system. So if
Okay.
you think about all of the systems that we have going on, nervous system, reproductive system, musculoskeletal system, all of the systems, the body's so intricate, right? But 80% of energy consumed is in the gut. That's insane. So if your gut is messed up, it's robbing energy from all those other systems. Okay, so if we can heal the gut and get that right, everything else in life gets better. So mood gets better, you're not dealing with so much depression, anxiety is better, your hormones are balanced. So if we can heal the gut, life is good.
Wow.
So that's where we start.
Okay.
So if your digestive system is operating efficiently, then we turn to the meal plan, right? I mean, you have to learn how to eat, and we teach you to balance each meal. And Erika, my wife, is so good at this. She's created these meal plans where every single meal and snack is macronutrient balanced.
Yeah, and they're good.
And they taste good, right? And I think that's like where her genius sets in, and
Yep.
that kind of sets her apart from everybody else, because it's
Yep.
not like, oh, brown rice and broccoli again, here we go.
10 almonds and string cheese.
Yeah, exactly. So you've done this,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Her food is phenomenal. So she has a serious gift in that department. She's really good at teaching you how to maintain this lifestyle forever and ever.
Yeah, and so with the meal plans, you do challenges once a quarter,
Every quarter.
but they're 40-day meal challenges.
That's right.
And one is ending tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right?
So we're on day 39 right now. Day 40 is tomorrow. We had a little over 1,000 people go through it with us this time around, And Erika's great. She cooks in season, and that's kind of when we roll out these challenges. So the next challenge will start in the fall, and we'll roll out another 40-day challenge, and help more people learn how to eat.
How many people have jumped on this bandwagon and this? How long has this been going on for?
Not that long.
2 years?
You know,
a
just
year?
for her, it's just been the last couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, her following has just exploded because she's so genuine. You know, she genuinely cares about she calls it her family. I mean, it's all the people that her followers. I hate even using that term, but
Well, yeah, that's
Right.
what the network's called.
yeah, she genuinely loves these people, and she gets tons of messages and these testimonials after each challenge, and she sits at night and she reads them late into the night, and I walk in and she's bawling her eyes out. You've got to read this one. You know, like that's why she does it, because it changes lives. You know, it's at the end of the day, we're talking about food, and we're talking about supplements and blood and kind of the nerdy stuff, but at the end of the day, we're talking about human beings. And I think that's what gets us so excited and why we're so passionate about what we do, because it's real life, you know, and people are struggling out there, and they just need a little bit of hope and someone to show them how to live a better life.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that the community, just at least on the Facebook group, the Clean Simple Eats Facebook group, that's what it's called, is pretty tight. Much more so than I think other fitness groups and other things that are out there. But people are, commenting on, asking questions, and it's really neat to watch those.
She's great at responding. She really, really cares, and I think that how genuine she is it comes across like that.
Yep.
You know, and she's better in real life too. So
definitely,
it's great.
The meal plans are for 40 days.
Right.
And you also do the workouts that come with. So if somebody, when does the next challenge start?
Yeah, it'll start in the fall. We don't have a definitive deadline yet, but again, we cook in season. So like this was the summer challenge. So there's a lot of barbecuing, fresh fruits and veg, because it's that season. The fall one will roll out, sometime in September, October-ish.